Hi everyone, I'm Ian Harvey, massage therapist. Today I'd like to talk to you about how to give a better massage, how to improve the quality of touch during your massage sessions. This is stuff that I've developed over my 13 years as a massage therapist, but this video is mostly about what I like when I'm receiving massage. When I'm receiving massage, if these 6 components are all there, then I'm having a wonderful time. If not, the massage can come across as a little bit scattered, maybe a little bit frantic or too sharp. If you'd like to skip ahead to any of the tips or any of the demonstrations that I'm going to do, click on the time codes down in the description. By the way, I'm also releasing a new video just for my Patreon supporters today. If you'd like to check that out, just click on the link down in the description. So the first thing that I want to talk about, and really the reason I'm making this video, it's just that important, is to remember the beginning and the end of all of your techniques. It can be easy to get hyper-focused on just one part of the body, on the area of client complaint, or on an area where there's pain or just interesting stuff to work with. And it can be easy to kind of discard the beginning of the move and the end of the move, leaving the massage feeling kind of disjointed. So I've got Heather here with me today.
Hello.
So for example, if I'm doing a stroke down the back, it can be tempting to just think about the fun stuff, to just think about the client's area of complaint, and to neglect the beginning and the end of this stroke. That can make this move seem choppy. It can make it feel like it's cutting up the body. Instead, if I'm going to do this nice long stroke, I'm going to think about where I place my hands at the beginning. I want to come as far up as possible, scoop this tissue, and tell a story about the entire back. By the same token, as I approach the lumbosacral junction, I don't want to give up on this too soon. I don't want to just pull away because my attention is elsewhere. Instead, I want to make the end of that move and the way that I remove my hands just as meaningful as any other part of this technique. So basically, if you're going to do a long move, do a long move. Think beyond origin and insertion. If you're going to do a short move, do a short move. Just do so mindfully. Don't let the spotlight of your attention change the way that you work at the end or at the beginning. Related to that is something that my massage school calls the airplane landing and airplane takeoff. When you're making contact with the body, do so slowly and gradually. When you're removing your touch from the body, do so slowly and gradually. This can feel much more soothing than anything that is sudden or drastic. So the airplane landing and the airplane takeoff looks like this. If I apply my hands to the body, I do so gradually. And when I remove my hand, I do so slowly. So gradual onset, gradual exit. So I talked about not throwing away the beginning or the end. And my third tip is to apply that to everything you do. Don't do any throwaway moves. So let's say that I've done a stroke that goes all the way down the back, and I'd like to get back up to the rhomboids or to the scapula. It can be tempting to kind of do some throwaway moves to get myself back up to where I want to be. I can either just kind of squeeze my way up, or I can just move from here back to here. But that can feel a little jumpy. It can feel a little discontinuous. And if I'm going to be doing little moves on the way to get me back up, I might as well make them meaningful. So I get all the way down here. I can do some nice fascial spreading. I can squeeze, but I can make it meaningful. I can take my time. So if you're going to be doing moves anyway, you might as well invest them with your attention and with meaning. The fourth tip is to layer your techniques. Make it difficult to tell where one technique ends and the next technique begins. And you can do this just by conscientious movement of your hands. So if I'm doing a nice long stroke down into the hips. And the next move that I want to do is a spreading of the low back. Just realize that I can begin that next move while this move is still going on, just by changing the placement of one of my hands. So instead of this being two different moves, one technique down into the hips and one technique of lumbar spreading, I make them continuous. If I'm doing this lumbar spreading move and then I want to move into a two-fisted lumbar steamroller, I can do an airplane takeoff with this hand, airplane landing with one of my fists, and then change my other hand placement. So everything that I do feels continuous. There are very few points where I simply take my hands off the body. Instead, all of my techniques are being continually layered on top of each other, with each move beginning before the last move ends. Just realize that at first this technique layering is going to seem kind of complicated, and that gets easier over time. Just set your intention to create this continuous flow, and as your techniques become more automatic, less effortful, and require less of your attention, you'll be able to take more of your attention and devote it to what each hand is doing. My fifth tip is to make your client's body move. If you can get their body rocking with all of your techniques, if you can see movement in the feet while you're working up in the back, then that's going to be felt much more deeply. It's going to feel like a much more holistic experience than something that just moves that local muscle. So when I apply any technique, I want to change the shape of my client's body. I want to pour my body weight into my work. I want to create big shifts. I want to create rocking. The more movement you create during the massage, the more profound it will feel. The more it will feel holistic and like you're not just working with something local. Instead, you're kind of telling them a story about their entire body and how those parts connect. So if I'm working in her back and I see her feet shift a little bit as I do so, then I'm doing it right. And my sixth tip is to put yourself in your client's place. Feel what your client feels. As you're delivering any sort of technique, see if you can mentally put yourself in their place and see what they're going through. See what, if you were in their place, might feel good for your body. What angles, what pressure, what contact might feel good to you if you were under your own hands. This can be a little bit difficult, kind of putting yourself in two places at once, maintaining your contact with your own hands and mentally projecting yourself onto the table. But it's kind of a mindfulness exercise. It's something that gets easier as you practice it, and I find that it helps me to really be in contact with my hands. It helps me to be more aware of how I'm applying pressure. So as I'm performing any technique, I just try to project my sense of touch into my client's skin. I try to imagine what they're feeling. I might be wrong. I'm not psychic. There's no way that I can know for sure. But just by expending that effort, by doing this mindfulness technique of trying to feel what they're feeling, it's at the very least a great way of attuning your attention to your client's experience. For me, that prompts me to experiment. It prompts me to use my hands in new ways, to be less rigidly locked into a routine. And those playful, experimental sessions can be very profound. They can be very meaningful for you and for your client. And you can always ask. If you're ever not sure what your client's going through, if you're ever not sure if they would appreciate play or experimentation, just ask them about it. And most clients, in fact, every client I've ever asked has been enthusiastic to be a part of that experiment. So those are my 6 techniques for improving quality of touch, of giving a better massage. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Is there anything that you disagree with? Is there anything that you would have liked to see in this video that you recommend for newer massage therapists? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.